is this going to be a big bang or a phased implementation? And if it's a phased implementation, what is the minimum viable solution to go live on? As Jonathan answered previously, you want a representative model, not your most simplistic, not your most complex, but you need a minimal viable solution to get out there. I'm a big fan of the minimum viable solution because you actually then get some practical experience with your users on using the CPQ solution. And in fact, this then gives you the opportunity to modify and adapt your playbook and learn those lessons and get it right for the other models, etc., that you bring to your users. Plus, by doing the MVS, you're starting to get, as a customer, an early return on investment for the money that you've spent on the software and the time that you've got your people invested in it from there. I'll just throw out a couple of other statements as well about on the launch. Typically where a customer has gone through a proof of concept, do not make the assumption that the model developed in the proof of concept can in fact be implemented as is. Again, I'm a big fan of a checkpoint. Have a look at what you did, have a look at why you did it, and have a look at the lesson learnt from that model, because again, that the POC model was to satisfy the POC. We're now talking about your ongoing implementation, and there can be some good lessons learned from there. I touched on this earlier. The CPQ solution in many cases is the face of your company to your prospects and customers from there. Early engagement with marketing for the styling and branding of the application and the output documents, because again, that avoids later work. So for the launch, I touched on it earlier, get the right departments involved. Another important thing, I believe, communication. Keep your future end users informed about what is going on and give them regular updates from there. And I've seen some customers where they have a dealer or dealers and they actually involve their dealers in the implementation. They get them to come in, they get them to use the system, they get feedback on what they like, what they don't like, what they would like to see add. But again, you're also getting it out into your dealer community from there, coming back to the communication aspect. And the only other thing, and I did touch on this earlier, was, in some industries, that legal compliance, export controls, certifications. Map these really early into the CPQ process so you don't suddenly go, oh no, we have to rework from there. So, trying to take in the physical project team, but also some of the other considerations that again set that launch and implementation up for success.